guys, today is going to be a very quick video on the SportyBet instant visual. Okay, now let's come to the instant visual. So probably you'll be wondering which one of the visuals in particular I'm using. Okay, I'm using Golden Virtual. Now this is SportyBet Golden Virtual instant visual. Okay, so we are going. This is week 37. So I want to skip to start from week 1. So I'll be starting from week 1. Now the logic is very simple. The whole idea is pick a team between Everton, Southampton, Leicester, IP switch. Okay, so you pick either IP switch, Leicester, Southampton, okay, or Everton, and Fulham also is included, and Nottingham Forest. Okay, now the conditions are this: when the home team is given a odd of between 1.50 to 7.0, and these things I mentioned are playing from the away side, you trade on the home team to make a win. Okay, so it's actually a very simple concept. Now I'm going to start from here is the week 1, and in the week 1 you can see that IP switch is playing against Brentford, and the odd is given as 1.81, which is not qualified. So I'll be looking at a odd range of 1.5 to 1.70. Okay, so I'll skip to week 2. Now skipping to week 2, let's see if there is any entry point at the week 2. There is no entry point, so I'm skipping to week 3. Now in the week 3, we have Southampton playing against Brighton, and the odd is 1.72. However, it's exceeding the 1.70 limit we said. Okay, though it's a good one. Assuming there was no other option, we could have taken this one easily. But since we have other options in this particular league, particular week, you can just go with these other options. For instance, now we have Tottenham playing against Leicester with a perfect odd of 1.50 on the dot. Okay, so we'll go with this. Now we still have Everton playing with Newcastle. In a case whereby you have more than one option, okay? If you have more than one option, all you have to do is very simple. You just go for the one with the lowest odd, okay? The minimum odd. That's the one you're going for. So I'm going to trade on this one. I'm trading in favor of Tottenham, that Tottenham is going to make a win against Leicester City, okay? So I'll be starting my trade with I'll start my trade with 200 Naira, okay? So I want this video to be as short as possible because I'm in the streets. Now, here is the thing. I made a win. After making a win, all I have to do is to skip off the entire league, okay? And start from week 1. I'm going to answer some likely to come up questions like, why am I skipping the entire league? Okay, so I'm skipping currently. So I'm going to answer some likely to come up questions like, why am I skipping the entire league when there are lots of games to play? Here is the essence of the skipping. Remember I said in the previous video that the teams are categorized, right? Since the teams are categorized, I have not given you the categorization for SportyBet, mostly in this golden visual. So it will be best safe that you trade with just a win per league. That's one. And secondly, based on the categorization, there is a number of wins per team to record. And also, there is a number of draw and losses a team will record. You can't tell the exact number of times a particular team is going to record a win, loss, and a draw. for this, it's best safe that you just go for one win at a time, then you skip it all off. Okay. Now, skipping does no harm. Skipping only keeps you safe, though it delays your time. But it's better to be delayed than to blow your account. Okay. So I'm skipping, and I'm already in week 23, as you can see. So I'll skip to week 1 and start all over again. Now, mind you, I'm only skipping when I have made a win. If, assuming as I played in that particular game, Tottenham played against Leicester, assuming I did not make a win, I would have continued to trade until I make a win before skipping off that league. Okay? Again, I'm giving you 4 things to look out for an entry point. Now, if one of the teams gives you an entry point as you are trading, you are not to deviate from that team if you find an entry point in a different team while you have already picked that team. Let's take, for instance, in the situation of this Leicester, assuming I made a loss, I'm not going to pick Everton if in the next week I'm having an entry point from Everton, okay? So all I have to do is to keep skipping until Leicester provide me with another entry point. And one condition that follows is Leicester has to be on away, okay? And the team on the home side that Leicester is playing against should have a odd range of between 1.50 to 1.70, okay? Which is very simple. Now we are in a new league, okay? So in the week 1 now, I'm going to say if there is any entry point for me, which there is no entry point, okay? So I'm skipping the week 1 to week 2. Let me log in. I think they logged me out. I'm being logged out because I'm using VPN, okay? In your own case, it will not be this stressful. Remember here that I need VPN to be able to access these sites. Now, okay, there is still no entry point. This would have been a good one, but the odd given to Everton is 1.83. Given to Brighton to win against Everton is 1.83, which is above the odd range that has been given to you, okay? So all you have to do is to skip. There is no harm in skipping. So we skip. Okay, we have an entry point here. Aston Villa playing against Leicester, and our odd is 1.61, which is a good one. So I'm going to trade on it. Remember, I made a win, so I'm starting all over again. If you make a win, you start all over again from the initial trade unit. So here is it. I'm using 200, okay? Because, okay, now I made a win. Now I'm going to skip up this entire league again after making this win, okay? So I'm going to skip till I skip off this entire league. Now, some of you might find this skipping part very probably time consuming, and then want to keep trading and trading, or probably some of you will be tempted that the winning rate is high, so you just want to use a higher amount because whenever you trade, you tend to make a high win. You tend to win like your winning chances are high, so you want to increase. Probably you have 30,000 in your account. You just want to put in like 5,000 at once to make a high win in your next first trade. That's not actually a good one. Okay, as a good trader, your aim and priority should be trading safe. Okay, so if you want to trade safe, you stick to using a calculation based trading. In this mode of trading that I'm explaining currently, you need a 8 times trading power. And again, do not stick to one team at the initial week. I repeat, do not stick to one team, okay? Because at the initial state, the early part of the league, in that early week, there are teams that will experience a high negative trend. To avoid that, is the reason I have provided you with the 4 teams. Now, the aim of these 4 teams is for you to pick anyone that first provides you with an entry point so that you won't fall victim. Okay? And again, your trading power should be up to 8 times trading power. Okay? So the next one is this. Now we are in week 1. I've not seen an entry point, so I'm skipping. Now I skipped to in the week 2. We have Fulham playing against Tottenham, IPS playing against Bournemouth. Now Southampton playing against Brighton. They are all above the 1.7. Okay. However, I'm just going to pick 1 out of 8. Okay. I'm just picking this one, not because this one is qualified though. Okay. But I'm just picking this because I don't want the video to be more than 15 minutes before I end it. Okay. So I'm picking this. Now, in your own case, remember the odds should not be above 1.70, even as you are picking from the 4 teams, from the teams I have mentioned: IP Switch, Leicester, Southampton, okay, Everton. And for bonus, in case you don't find it on time, you can add Fulham and Nottingham Forest. But in those 2, first ensure if you are getting an entry point from the other ones mentioned earlier, pick from them instead. Okay, the time is already up, so let me just go with this. So I'm starting all over again with 200. You can see, right? So it's quite simple. So you can see in all 3 trades we made a win. Okay, now simply because we make a win does not guarantee that in all trades that you will be doing you will be making a win. Okay, there are times whereby you will experience a 2-time 3-time failure. It's possible. Nothing is impossible when it comes to casino. However, the main reason why I am telling you to trade safe is because, babe, let's go. It's because I need you to trade safe, and I want you to have at least a 8 times trading power, okay, so that you will be safe while trading in the markets. It's all right, guys. Tomorrow is my birthday. Catch you guys later.